Now the weather has been sultry for a fortnight's time or more, and the shearers have been driving might and main. And some have got the century as never done before, and now has a wishing for the rain. Oh, the boss is getting rusty and the ringer's caving in. His bandaged wrist is aching with the pain. And the second man, I fear, will make it tough for him unless we have another fall of rain. Few taken to their quarters and are coiled up in their bunks when we shore the six-tooth weathers from the plain. And if the sheep get harder, then a few more men will funk unless we have another fall of rain. But the sky is clouding over and the thunder's muttering loud. The clouds are driving eastward o'er the plain. And I see the lightning flashing from the edge of yon black cloud. I hear the gentle patter of the rain. So lads, put on your stoppers and let us to the huts. We'll settle down and have a friendly game, while some are playing music and some play ante-up, and some are gazing outward at the rain. 2, 3, 4, now the rain is over, let the presses spin the screws. Woo-hoo! Let the teasers back the wagons in again. And we'll block the classes table by the way we push them through, for everything is merry since the rain. And the bossy won't be rusty now, his sheep they are all shorn, and the ringer's wrist won't ache much with the pain. I'll pocket in his season's check for 50 quid or more, and the second man will press him hard again. For the boss is getting rusty and the ringer's caving in. His bandaged wrist is aching with the pain. And the second man, I fear, will make it tough for him unless we have another fall of rain. Unless we have another fall of rain. There you go. Nice to see you all. Looking well today. Got your cup of tea and cup of coffee. This is Eddie.
G'day.
This is Nick.
G'day.
This is Bluey, most reliable member of the group.
Oh, come on.
I'm Chris, and together we are me and me mates.
My mates.
Me
No, me.
and my mates.
No,
I'm don't
me.
listen to him.
I'm the me and these are the mates.
They're
Colleagues, really, if I'm honest.
Don't listen to him. So we've got a bit of a little theme song that we put together because we often go over to Victoria and New South Wales, and they always ask you where you're from. So this will give you a bit of an insight into that. Here we go. Me and me mates, we come from South Australia, where the mighty Murray flows into the sea, and pies that float are always on the menu. I tell you, folks, it's the place to be.
Me and my mates, we're pretty easygoing. Our feet are on the ground, we're down to earth. And have no fear, we're not gonna bust a boiler, but we're happy to lend a hand for what it's worth.
Well, we talk about the things that really matter, like sheep and beer and getting a decent meal, rain and training cattle and bush rangers, 'cause me and me mates, we like to keep it real.
Me and me mates, we're not afraid to work hard. We roll our sleeves up and really get stuck in. Yeah, me and me mates, we put in the hard yards, and if things go wrong, we cop it on the chin. Because when Murphy's Law's the only explanation, we'll tie it up with wire to make it go, and make the best of any situation. Don't blow your top, no, just go with the flow. And in a couple of days we'll be southward bound, mate, and a Cooper's pail or two will slag our thirst. You never know, we might see you around the traps, eh? But maybe not if we see you coming first. Maybe not if we see you coming first. Da-da-da-da-dum. There you go.
There you go.
So, we've got a few people tuning in. We can see them coming up on the board over there. Good day to everybody. Dolores, Trent,
G'day,
Ryan
Dolores.
and Barb and Annalise. Good to
G'day.
see you.
G'day, everyone.
That's Mum. G'day, Mum.
Grab it.
Yeah.
Nick's mum, yeah, good.
Nick's
Your
biggest
dad
fan
watching? Yeah.
tuned in. My mum, I noticed, has not tuned in yet, but that's all right.
Oh no, Mum just left.
Grab a cup of tea, settle back, enjoy some good old Australian songs, and we might tell a yarn or two, see what happens.
And I got to warm up a little bit for this one.
This one,
It's
you ready?
intense.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. I'm a scrubber on around a break or two. I live on damper and a wallaby stew. I got a big cattle dog with a staghound cross. I never met a scrubber who we couldn't toss. And I'm the fella from Conner Muller. Yeah, I'm the Conner Muller fella. I took a little trip to the change of scene. Wound up 20 days in quarantine. My hotel room is nice and clean. Watching TV and waking baked beans. And I'm the loner from Arizona. Yeah, I'm the Arizona loner. You better keep your distance, don't shake my hand. Can't wait to get back to that wide brown land. And Donald Trump, he can stay safe side. He keeps talking out of his big backside, 'cause he's a whacker from Yarrabacca. Yeah, he's a monumental whacker. Well, I like roaming round and I like to be free. I'm never gonna have any flies on me. With my old horse Flash and my old dog Blue, we're good workers, reliable too. And I'm the fella from Conner Muller. Yeah, I'm the Conner Muller fella. In my moleskin trousers and my RM boots, aboard the outlaw as he leads the chutes. The gooseneck spurs Rick his fiery hide, and folks all calling round the ringside. Well, here's a fella from Conner Muller. Yeah, he's the Conner Muller fella.
No, he's the Arizona loner.
No, he's the deer and brandy dandy.
No, I'm the Conner Muller fella. Yeah, he's the Conner Muller fella. Here's a bit of a Slim Dusty song. I think Stan Costa wrote it, but Slim sang that one.
And I noticed you updated it for the
Oh,
for the
it threw
times.
in a bit of topical stuff there.
That's right, that's the kind of cutting-edge humour you can expect from me and me mates.
That's right. Enough from you hecklers too. We don't want to hear any more of that. Now we got a story for you.
Are they hecklers if they're in the show?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was the man from Ironbark who struck the Sydney town. He wandered over street and park, he wandered up and down. He loitered here, he loitered there, till he was like to drop. Till at last, in sheer despair, he sought a barber shop.
Here, shave me beard and whiskers off. I'll be a man of mark. I'll go and play the Sydney Toff back home in Ironbark.
Now, the barber man was tall and flash, as barbers sometimes are. He wore a strike-your-fancy sash. He smoked a huge cigar. He was a humorist of note and keen at repartee. He laid the odds and kept a tote, whatever that may be. When he saw our friend arrive, he whispered,
Here's a lark. Just watch me catch him all alive, this man from Ironbark.
Now, there were some gilded youths who sat along the barber's wall. Their eyes were dull, their heads were flat, they had no brains at all. To them the barber passed the wink, his dexter eyelid shut.
I'll make this bloomin' yokel think his bloomin' throat is cut.
And as he soaped and rubbed it in, he made a rude remark.
I suppose them flats is pretty green up there in Ironbark.
A grunt was all reply he got. He shaved the bushman's chin. Then made the water boiling hot and dipped the razor in. He raised his hand, his brow grew black. He paused a while to gloat, then slashed the red-hot razor back across his victim's throat. Upon the nearly shaven chin it made a livid mark. No doubt it fell, he took him in, the man from Ironbark. He fetched a wild up-country yell. Might wake the dead to hear. And though his throat he knew full well was cut from ear to ear, he struggled gamely to his feet and faced his murderous foe.
You've done for me, you dog, I'm beat. One hit before I go.
He lifted up his hairy paw, and with one tremendous clout, it landed on the barber's jaw and knocked the barber out. He set to work with tooth and nail and made the place a wreck. He grabbed the nearest gilded youth and tried to break his neck. And all the while his throat he held to save his vital spark. And
Murder! Bloody murder!
cried the man from Ironbark. Now, when at last the barber rose, he said,
"'Twas all in fun. 'Twas just a harmless little joke, a trifle overdone."
A joke? By George, that's fine. A lively sort of lark. Oh, I'd like to catch that blessed swine one night in Ironbark.
And now, while round the shearing floor the listening shearers gape, well, he tells the story, o'er and o'er, and he brags of his escape.
Them barber chaps, what keeps a tote? By George, I've had enough. One tried to cut me bloomin' throat. But thank the Lord it's tough.
Now, whether he's believed or no, there's one thing to remark, that flowing beards are all a go, way up in Ironbark. Bit of Banjo Patterson for you. There you go.
Thank you. You'll have to imagine the beards, though.
Yep.
I grew the top
Still
half
working
of
on
the
it.
beard, and then the rest hasn't sort of come in yet.
Yeah. Notice the lads' moustaches? They're coming along. They've only been growing for about 2 years, but
That's right.
anyway, they'll get there one day.
Wow.
What do you got for us, Nick?
I've got to say good day to Helen and Jeff
G'day, Helen and Jeff.
and June, the whole month of June.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
And Kathy as well.
What about May? Seeing it's,
I don't know, we're already halfway through, mate.
yeah.
Yeah. So is
But
it rude to say hello now?
If you're watching May, I mean, we're glad to have you no matter what.
And thanks to Marion Cultural Centre for having us along.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good. Keep our hand in. Give it a go, eh?
What key do we do this one in, just real quick?
G.
G.
No, C.
No, C. Oh, good thing I checked.
Make up your mind.
When I was a lad, I remember me dad coming home late Friday nights. Mum would be there, she'd give him the glare, 'cause he'd be as high as a kite. He'd say,
Sorry, I'm late. Had a couple with me mates. Then we started to sing a few songs. And the next thing you know, was time to go, and I had the Wobbly Boot on.
now me uncle's the same, he was never to blame when he came to our house. He'd light up the barbie, rip the top off a stubby and sit there quiet as a mouse. But later in the evening when he was leaving, even though he was wearing thongs, he'd say to me,
I'm a bit shaky. Think I got the Wobbly Boot on.
"Whoa,
Oh, it's a curse, there ain't nothing worse. Makes you feel like a big galoot. When you're standing there full of cheer and something goes wrong with your boot. Feel like a fool, you try to be cool, but you know it's no use. So you blame it on your wobbly wobbly, you blame it on your wobbly boot. Your wobbly wobbly boot.
Well, that was years ago, and now I know all about these worldly things. How you gotta have some good times in your lifetime, have your little flings. But early in the morning when you're yawning and you're not feeling too strong, you're wishing over and over that you'd stayed sober and you didn't have your wobbly boot on.
Oh, it's a curse, there ain't nothing worse. Makes you feel like a big galoot. When you're standing there full of cheer and something goes wrong with your boot. You feel like a fool, you try to be cool, but you know it's no use. So you blame it on your wobbly wobbly, you blame it on your wobbly boot. Your wobbly wobbly boot. You know, mate, it's a dirty job, but someone should look into this little matter.
Is that right?
It seems to me that cobblers must be using wobbly leather. It's a flaming disgrace to the Aussie race, and it's gone on far too long. They should make them stronger, make them last longer, then we wouldn't have our wobbly boots on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whoa,
It's a curse, there ain't nothing worse, makes you feel like a big galoot. When you're standing there full of cheer and something goes wrong with your boot. Feel like a fool, try to be cool, but you know it's no use. So you blame it on your wobbly wobbly, you blame it on your wobbly boot. Your wobbly wobbly boot. You blame it on your wobbly boot. Yes, you do.
Yes.
you do. You've got really wobbly boots, don't you, Chris?
I do.
You got two wobbly boots.
Famously wobbly.
Now, there's a well-known Australian song called the Ryback Shearer, which
Yep.
is in the repertoire of lots of Aussie bush bands, and it's been going around forever, and lots of people sing it, and we usually sing it too, but we've come up with a different version based on a song that you'll probably recognise by that well-known American shearer, Glenn Campbell.
That's right.
And speaking of shearers, Sean has just tuned in, so g'day, Sean.
G'day, Sean.
Sean,
Little,
thanks, mate.
Shearing segue there.
Yep.
And Nick, do you reckon you could give me something a little bit nice for this one? Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Tell you what, this one's for you, Janice and Ross. Thanks for tuning in. Been shearing these sheep so long, clothes are really starting to pong. And I've seen so many dags on dirty sheep's bums in the springtime, where muscle is the name of the game, and new chums get washed away, they can't take the pace. It's been heaps of good fun trying to earn the kind of life I'm buying, and I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a Ryback Shearer, riding out in my ute to a broken down shearing shed, like a Ryback Shearer, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the blower. Well, I really don't mind the rain, means I get a break from the pain. But when you're down and you're riding a train that's going the wrong way, and I dream of all the things I'll do, with a subway token and $1 tucked inside my shoe. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon, and I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a Ryback Shearer, riding out in my ute to a broken down shearing shed, like a Ryback Shearer, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the blower. One more time, Nick. Like a Ryback Shearer, riding out in my ute to a broken down shearing shed, like a Ryback Shearer, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the blower. All right, it's done. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
Very
thanks,
nice,
Well done.
Eddie. Good work.
Well, you know, really,
You've never
Glenn
heard
Campbell.
that version before.
Glenn Campbell did all the hard work.
That's right. I think he wrote it while he was on tour in Australia one day.
Yeah, right. That would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. Now, we've met this bloke in this next song in, I think it was in Victoria, probably?
Definitely Victoria.
Could have been New South Wales.
Anywhere but
Could have
here,
been
really.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But
Definitely wasn't in Marion.
No,
couldn't have been
absolutely
Marion,
not.
no. Yeah, well, you might have met him before. Who knows? He gets around a bit, put it that way. Long ago, I understand,
A very wealthy businessman.
became the father of the baby boy.
Baby boy.
Wife and he were very proud.
and celebrated long and loud.
The little fellow was their pride and joy.
Pride and joy.
They pondered on a Christian name,
Befitting to their wealth and fame.
for all the social world knew the heads,
Knew the heads.
until at last they did agree.
To call him Richard, so you see.
That's how we all know good old Richard Head.
Richard Head.
He grew up very dull and slow.
But right through college he did go.
His family's money put the blighter through,
Put him through.
and now he's armed with his degree,
Abusing blokes like you and me.
and sacking men each time he makes a blue.
Makes a blue.
Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Behind the wheel he is a mug.
He'll cut you off without a shrug.
This makes the other drivers really tense.
Really tense.
His voice is shrill and rather loud,
Likes being heard above the crowd.
but what he says makes very little sense.
A little sense.
He's foreman, clerk and engineer.
Inspector and his overseer.
He's politician.
This I really dread.
Really dread.
In high positions through the land, he wears long white socks, a distinguished man. An educated clown is Richard Head.
Richard Head.
Now Australians play a funny game,
Abbreviating Christian names.
like Bill for William,
or for Edward Ted.
Don't call me Ted.
and so they called young Richard Dick, and somehow that name seemed to stick. A most befitting name for Richard Head.
Richard Head.
Richard Head. Richard Head.
Richard Head.
A most befitting name for Richard Head. Richard Head.
Richard Head.
Richard Head.
Richard Head.
An educated clown is Richard Head. Richard Head. Richard Head. That's how we all know good old Richard Head. You might have met him, who knows?
I hope not.
No. Now, Bluey the dog, as I said, is the most reliable member of the group. He never complains, doesn't eat too much, always turns up on time, unlike some of the others.
Oh.
He's an absolute marvel, this dog. He can just about do anything. Of course, he goes out after the rabbits, brings the cows in, he goes down, collects the eggs, hangs the washing on the line. Other day, I'd accidentally locked the keys in the ute, and in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, Bob's your uncle. He's popped the lock on the driver's side door, and Bob's your uncle. We're right as rain. What a marvellous dog you are, Bluey. What a marvel. I'm glad I've got you around, mate. I
all
can
right.
rely on you.
All right, well, if he's such a marvellous dog...
Which he is.
Yeah, all right. Why don't you take him down to the pub and buy him a beer?
No, mate, no. That is not on. That's where I draw the line. He's got to drive home. It's true. Boom, boom.
Pub's closed anyway.
Pub's closed anyway. Yeah, we'll get to that later.
That's it, yep.
Now, what about these two? Moustaches, I've already mentioned.
Yeah.
Of course, they've been lazing around for a couple of months, hardly doing anything. You know, sometimes this jugger wouldn't know his arse from his elbow.
Hey, steady on, mate. What about you? You never know if you're coming or going.
That's true too.
No need for you to chime in, mate. Well, you wouldn't know if you're bored or been punched half the time.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't know Rundle Street from Tuesday.
You're on the wrong tram, mate.
All over the place like a dog's breakfast, he is.
I should make allowances, really, seeing as how he's not playing with a full quid.
Oh, come on. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Thick as 2 short planks. he is.
You've got a head like a half-eaten pasty.
Hey,
Yeah.
no need to get personal, mate.
And he's
Steady
he's a stingy bugger as well. He
do
wouldn't
you
shout
mean?
if a shark bit him.
Hey, steady
Short
on.
arms and deep pockets. Oh,
You know,
Chris.
you feeling lucky today, mate? Hey? No? Yeah, no. Oh, okay. What's more, he wouldn't work in an iron lung.
Oh,
What? Iron lung. That's what I meant to say.
settle down. I've been flat out all day like a lizard drinking.
Steady on. No, you haven't?
Yeah, I have. I've been busier than a one-legged Tasmanian in an ass-kicking contest.
Steady on.
Yeah.
No way, mate. What's more, he's bloody useless. Useless as a hip pocket in a singlet. Useless as an ashtray on a motorbike. Useless as a Yarra bloody river. Too thick to swim in and too thin to plough. Still, all things considered, when you weigh it all up, he's not a bad bloke, really. Put it here, mate.
Yeah, all right.
Good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know all that other stuff.
Yeah,
You know I was only joking.
Yeah, I was just joking too.
And about you too, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you, mate.
Yeah. Well, likewise, nothing I wouldn't do for you, Chris.
Ah, that's good to hear.
Nothing I wouldn't do for either of you guys. I'm here as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah, nothing I wouldn't do for you either. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Good, hang on. Well, if nothing I wouldn't do for you, nothing you wouldn't do, nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
we spend so much time hanging around doing nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
There ain't nothing, nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. There ain't nothing, no, nothing I wouldn't do for you. When you find you're in a fix and your luck has all run out,
Can't seem to take a trick. All you gotta do is shout.
pick up the phone, pal, the dog and bone sport. All you gotta do is shout. And if you're strapped for cash and you don't know what to do,
If you need to chew the fat but you're feeling kinda blue,
give us a hoy, boy. No need to be coy, boy. All you gotta do is shout. 'Cause you know what they say. Yeah, they say to coin a phrase, there's nothing new beneath the sun. And two heads are better than one. There ain't nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. There ain't nothing, no, nothing I wouldn't do for you. Well, if your battery's sort of flat and your tank is running low,
your wheels are spinning in the mud. God, no, get up and go.
well, give us a call, kid. Give us a buzz, Blue.
You got me number.
'Cause that's what mates are for. So don't lose any sleep, even if you're in too deep. 'Cause you know what they say. Well, tomorrow's another big and bright day. There ain't nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. There ain't nothing, no, nothing I wouldn't do for you. There ain't nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. There ain't nothing, no, nothing I wouldn't do for you. Bom, bom. Very good.
Yes.
Now,
Might just do a quick little shout out to Evangeline and Anthony. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for tuning in,
yeah, it's good.
wherever you are in this crazy old wide world of ours.
Yeah. We're usually having a cup of tea or coffee around this time, but
We usually are.
hopefully some of you people watching are having a nice cup of tea. Maybe a muffin or a scone, you know, that'd be nice.
Making me
Jam
hungry.
and cream.
We better power through these last couple
We
of
better.
songs.
We better get on with it. Get on
some
with
morning
it.
tea into us.
Okay, now you'll know this next song. You can join along, but we've changed some of the words.
So maybe
So you
you
probably
might
won't
join.
Join along there.
No, maybe you're right.
Sing the words.
Could be
at
funny
home.
though.
Yeah.
It's a lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire at night where the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear than being stuck here at home when you've run out of beer. Well, the pubs are all closed and it's such a shame. All over the country, no one's to blame. And the publican's anxious, his face racked in pain, 'cause he had to pour all the beer down the drain.
How you going?
Not bad,
What you been up to?
not much,
What do you know?
not a lot,
Did you have a good day?
not really,
Pub?
not open,
Bad day.
not wrong,
Boss?
not happy,
Not easy.
not nice,
So pub?
not open, mate.
Oh.
I woke up this morning with the shivers and shakes, and then I remembered me fatal mistake. Last night I had curried baked beans for my tea. Now I'm feeling all woozy what's happening to me. I rush out the back door, and then with a dash, I'm down to the dunny. I'm there in a flash. My business is finished, and I go to wipe up, only discover all the paper's used up. It's a lonesome sat here, all alone in the loo, wondering if I've got a bad dose of the flu. It's self-isolation in the extreme. I'm hoping like hell it's not COVID-19. You haven't heard that version before either, have you? So we've done a bit of Slim. How are we going for time? All right? Keep going? Should we do There You Go?
Yeah,
this is this song we wrote for Macca, isn't it? You
That's
tell
right.
them
All right.
about it.
Well, I was just going to say we've had a request, but
Yep.
we're going to keep playing anyway.
Good one. And he's full of these one-liners.
That's right.
There's not really much I can do about it anyway.
No,
No, that's
I've got a
right.
captive audience.
Well, you
really.
can always turn off, can't they? Yeah.
don't.
We don't want that to happen.
You could, but don't.
Yeah,
No,
please.
this is actually for the. There's a lot of grey nomads that get around Australia, which we've come across in our travels, and they're allowed out around South Australia now. So encouraging them, in fact, to get on the road, and
Yeah.
this is a song for them, as well as for Macca on ABC. Give it a crack. We travel all over Australia. All over this country we go, roaming around all those country towns, just following our nose. We're putting one foot in front of the other, just taking things in our stride. Far and wide across the countryside, just drifting with the tide. We travel all over Australia, all round this wide brown land. We're just passing through, spreading the news. We got no other plans. We've been way up north there to Yuendamu, been to Oodnadatta too. Out to Woy Woy and Whoop Whoop, out back and beyond, just taking in the view. We walked the Golden Mile, been to the Apple Isle, passed by the Black Stump just because. As a matter of fact, we went there and back just to see how far it was. We travelled all over Australia, left behind our cares. With the band on the back, we're doing the lap, 'cause we've got time to spare. Go Eddie! We've been way out west where it never rains. We've crossed the black soil plains, past Port Augusta, Kalgoorlie and Esperance. Yeah, we're going like a train. We've crossed the Nullarbor, out where the eagles soar and the willies blow. With the band on the back, yeah, we're doing the lap, just going with the flow. We're putting one foot after the other on the high roads and the low. Jogging along, singing some songs, just having a red hot go. Just traveling all over Australia, 'cause there's so much to see. Like the birds in the trees, as free as the breeze, nowhere we'd rather be. There you go. Very good. Well, we're nearly coming to the end. We got one more song. Does that sound about right, Lisa? Yeah, good-o. Thanks very much to the Marion Cultural Centre and all the crew here, and Sean and Trent and Lisa and Jackie, is it? No. Yeah, thanks for all helping us out, and I hope people folks at home had a good time looking at me and me mates. Remember?
Me and my mates.
I think they've just put up here that we're going to be sued, maybe for changing those Slim Dusty lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be someone called Sue watching. In that case, hello.
Oh, hi, Sue. Yeah,
Yeah,
it must be that.
sure.
Right. Okay.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Sue and Joshua. G'day, Joshua. How you doing, mate?
Now, there's a lot of underground yodel fanciers I've found in my travels.
There are.
They don't put their hand up. If you say, do you like yodeling, they sort of, no, they won't put their hand up. But they know they really do.
Yeah.
They really do, deep down. So, in case you order them, there's no one else, you might be at home.
That's true.
All on your own, you can yodel your heart out. Hey.
Yeah, please. It might cover up our yodeling.
Yeah. Give it a go. Here we go. Take it away, Eddie.
1, 2, 3,
Yodelay, ho, yodelay, ho, yodelay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the gum trees after 7 Mile swing and sway in the boogie style, and the reed beds in the river sweep and sway. And the parsons hop around in glee, and the dingoes howl in an offbeat key, since the bushland boogie came around this way. Well, there's Farmer Gray's old Jersey cow trotting around the cow yard now. He swings her hips in a stately minuet, and the old man sits on the cow yard rail. He's a-banging his pipe on an empty pail, since the bushland boogie came around this way. Yodelay-ho, yodelay-ho, yodelay.
Well, his old gray mare and the neighbor's hack cleared out together to the great outback to join in the frolics where the brumbies play. Everyone gets around with a jig and a prance and dreams about the old barn dance, since the bushland boogie came around this way.
There's a native bear in an old gum tree. He's wondering what all this din can be. He climbs on down to join in the display. And he swears by everything that's true. He saw an emu dancing with a kangaroo, and a kookaburra laughing in a boogie woogie way.
Yodelay-ho, yodelay-ho, yodelay. Yeah, the gum trees at the 7 Mile swing and sway in the boogie style, and the reed beds in the river sweep and sway. Everyone gets around with a jig and a prance and dreams about the old barn dance, since the bushland boogie came around this way. Yeah, since the bushland boogie came around this way. Yodelay-ho, yodelay-ho, yodelay. Thanks, folks. See you around the traps. Say good day, and thanks for watching. Thanks to Marion Cultural Centre.